Alrighty, hello. So, this is the lesson that we did today. What do ants do in their colony? And I just want to say happy Wednesday. We did this during our Zoom meeting, but I'm just recording it for those who didn't get a chance to join us today. And so let's begin. So ant colonies, we had also, this is not the first time that we read about colonies. We know that the colonies is where the ants, they live together, right? They live, because that's how they live. They live together in a large group, and that's what it's called. It's called a colony. In this colony, each ant has a very important job to do, okay? And now as you can see, I put a little picture there of ants. What color are those ants? And that's right, they're black, right? So remember, we have different colored ants. We have black, red, brown, and in the previous lesson we read that sometimes they are yellow or green ants, but that's very, very rare. The most common ones are black, red, and brown. So let's continue. Ant colonies have three main members, and one of them is the queen ant, which you can see on top, and it's usually larger than the other ants. So that's how you can tell. Each colony is going to have an ant, a queen ant, okay? An ant queen. The rest are female workers and males, okay? So we have the male ant, which is the boy ant, and then we have the female, which means the girl ant. As you can see, these ants, some of them will have wings. Some of them won't. There are some girl ants that will have wings, some that are not going to have wings, and there's some males that are going to have wings and some are not. So it just really depends. So an ant colony. So the colony is very organized, okay? And I gave that, that's what I explained to you earlier. It's kind of like our classroom. Our classroom is very organized, right? We have certain things in certain places. We keep crayons in one spot. We keep our pencils in the other. We keep our scissors in another. Paintbrushes, paint, and everything. So everything is organized, okay? And that's the same way how it is. It works with an ant colony. Everything is organized. Then all the colonies, like I stated before, have a queen ant. Okay, now her job as the queen ant is to lay eggs. So that's all she's doing. They're going to lay eggs. They're going to have the babies. More and more ants are going to be born, right? Meanwhile, all the other ants are going to be called the worker ants. And these worker ants are going to have different jobs. So that's what I also mentioned, just like in the classroom, everybody in the classroom has a job to do. Okay, so everyone in the classroom, we do our jobs. Our teacher's job is to take care of the kids. Our kids' job, your job, is to learn, have fun, and pretty much that's it. You know, just learn, have fun, and be good to your friends, share. And everybody else has a job in the classroom, okay? Sometimes we might have some of you that like to help the teacher, so we'll have some of you help us by putting the blocks away, or by putting the paper away, by cutting something out for us. So everybody has a job. So just like in the colony, every job is important and everybody is going to have a job. Now the worker ants, there is a group of the worker ants that are going to keep the nest clean. The nest, meaning their house, right? Their home. Another group is going to just be committed to taking care of the eggs, and then when they hatch, to take care of the babies. And then another group is going to be in charge of just protecting the queen, right? So everybody has an important job to do. Now this is where we said, I showed you this picture where you see some ants have wings and others don't have wings. It says worker ants have no wings. So most of the time, some worker ants are not going to have wings, and they're the ones who spend most of the time in the colony, right? Some of the queen ant babies will grow wings, right? So that's what we said. So some of her babies are going to have wings, and it could be a boy ant or a girl ant, and they're going to have wings. So it doesn't matter which one. And then these the ones who have wings, these are the ones that are actually going to fly off, right? When they're ready, when they're all grown up, they're going to fly off. And these are the ants that are in charge of starting a new colony, a new family, right? They're going to create a new one. So that's their job as well. That's a job that they have. So anybody who has the wings, they usually just fly off and they're going to find a new colony. They're going to start a new one. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. And then we also said that ants help our earth because our ants protect our plants by eating other insects. And I told you guys that this reminded me so much about the ladybugs, because the ladybugs, what do the ladybugs do? That they're helping the farmers out. That's right. So our farmers are helping our farmers by eating those tiny, tiny insects called aphids, right? So the ladybugs help also to protect our plants, because remember, the aphids are the ones that harm the plants and make the crops stop growing, right? So that's why the farmers love the ladybugs, because that's what they do. They eat these aphids and they help protect our plants. So the ants do the same thing. They protect our plants by eating other insects. Now we also said it's very important because ants, their underground homes keep the soil healthy. And I remember one of you said that soil, what grows in the soil? We have plants, right? So it's very good that the ants are helping keep our soil healthy, right? And then we said that in order for us to have healthy soil or healthy plants, we need healthy soil too, because when we plant our seeds into the soil, it has to be healthy, so that way everything can start growing. Remember when we talked about the roots, the stem, the leaves, and sometimes they have flowers? So ants are super, super helpful to our earth. And then we had this book, this read aloud. It's called Insect World, and it's about ants. Let's see what this is all about. So we have ants. Ants look for food. Ants are hungry little bugs, right? Or insects. They work hard to find their food. And look at that, they're on an apple core and they're eating. And guess where they're taking this food to? They're going to take it back to their colony. Ants live in groups called colonies. Colonies live in nests. So that's where how they start to build their nests off. Don't forget they use their jaws too. Worker ants leave the nest. I remember we said worker ants have to leave the nest because they are going out to look for food. But don't forget, there's different kinds of worker ants. So there's some worker ants that are going to be looking for food. Some are going to be taking care of the home. Some of them are going to be taking care of the babies. Some of them are going to be protecting the queen, okay? They look for food. Where is the food? Is it here? Is it there? How do you think these ants are looking for their food? Let's see. So they're using a very important body part. Ants smell for food with their antennas. Remember we said that's how they smell and they touch. So they're smelling to see where they're going to go find food, right? And they're using their antennas. Antennas are super important for all insects. The hungry ants smell and smell. They find bugs to eat. They also find seeds and leaves to eat. So thank goodness for their antennas, because now they're finding all this food, and guess they're going to bring all of this food back into their colony to feed everybody else. The ants carry food to the nest. So just like that, look at that ant carrying that apple core. They're going to bring it back to the nest. And you see this ant is colored. What color is this ant? Yes, it's color brown. And then the other ant on the other side is what color? That's right, it's a black ant. And then guess what? They're going to use their strong jaws. So their jaws are going to be right by their mouths, like this. And they're going to be grabbing food, using their jaws to dig, using their jaws to carry things. So these are the jaws right there. And they're very strong. The ants leave a trail of smells. Ooh, I didn't know that. So the trail leads more ants to the food. So they're leaving a trail so that way the other ants can find that trail, so that way it's not so difficult for them to look for the food. More ants find food, they carry food to the nest. So here we have this ant that just got a cricket. It got the cricket, it grabbed it with its jaw, and it's taking it back to the nest to feed everybody else. So just like that, see, ants eat other insects. So insects eat other insects, and that's how it works. Now it goes chomp chomp. The hungry little ants eat in their nest. So these are the baby ants. So the baby ants are going to eat, 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 eat. They're eating so they can get stronger and stronger and stronger. And here we have the parts of an ant. The antennas or feelers, remember they're called feelers, of an insect's head are on an insect's head. The ants use the antennas to smell and feel. Jaw is a part of the mouth used to bite, so they're using their jaws to bite, to chew, to carry, and to dig. And last but not least, they have legs, which, how many do they have? 6 legs. Ants have 6 legs like all insects. And then we have our picture glossary. We have a colony, which we already know because we've been going over colony for a while now. Colony is a group of ants that live together. Nest is a home where ants live and raise the baby ants. Worker ant. So a worker ant is usually a female ant that builds the nest, takes care of the young ants, and looks for food. So most of these worker ants are going to be females, are going to be girls. There might be 1 or 2 boy ants, but most of the time they're all females, they're all girls. And a trail is a path ants can follow to find more food. And that is the end of our book. And we can start a quiz. There's a quiz. So let's see, let's start the quiz. It says ants live in dirt, underwater, colonies, or hotels. Where do they live? Yeah, they live in colonies, right? Ants live in colonies. Ants. Blank, ants leave the nest to find food. Ooh, who's going out to look for food? The queen ant, the fire ant, the worker ant, or the boy ants? And that's right, we've been talking about worker ants leaving, right? Correct. Ants smell with their mouth, antennas, nose, or fingers. Ooh, what do ants smell with? That's right, they're smelling with their antenna. Beautiful. Ants carry food with their strong arms, strong legs, with their muscles, or with strong jaw. So they're eating it with a strong jaw. They're carrying their food with their strong jaw. And yay, we got 4 out of 4. You guys are so smart. Alrighty, so that's the end of our book. Hope you guys enjoyed it.